Hello everyone, it's MarVeena Meek, and today we're going to continue our tarot tutorials, and we're exploring the major arcana, and we're working on the reversals and the meanings of the cards when they're in their reversed position. So I always think of the tarot as like a book of life, and it represents the different qualities that we encounter in the human experience. And sometimes when we find ourselves in a really challenging time, if we can reflect on the cards and the qualities, that the universal qualities that that card represents, it can help us to sort of backtrack and maybe figure out where we are and what it is that we're supposed to gain from this situation, and how we can be able to move forward and pull ourselves out of this situation so that we can kind of start all over or start fresh. So the card that we're looking at today is called the adjustment card. So I'm going to see if I can figure out where the light is good. So I think this is a really pretty card. It's really inspirational. You have a lot of really beautiful blues and greens. You have the figure of a woman, and she's holding the scales of balance, and she's also has the Ace of Swords in her hands, and it's pointing downwards, and you see all of these beautiful colored globes around her. So this card is going to be upside down for the purpose of this reading. And so whenever this card is reversed, when it's upside down, that means that you don't have access to the normal interpretations of that card. So I'm going to lay it up here so I can look at it. And so whenever it's upside down, it doesn't mean that everything's lost. It just means that for right now, you could pull from the qualities in the upright position, but for some sort of a reason, you are not able to pull from those positive qualities. So the universal meaning of this card is balance and adjustment. And if it's upside down, then that could indicate a time where you feel out of sorts, you feel out of grace, you feel maybe disconnected or discombobulated. And that could mean that that you might be in disillusion, or you might be practicing deception. You might not be honest with yourself, and sometimes it could be that it's with other people that you're being dishonest with, or not in a place of integrity with, or it could be even with yourself. So the scales of balance that you see here is where the goddess Mot is weighing your consciousness, and she puts her feather on one side of the scales and you on the other side. And if you are heavy with things that you can't fool yourself, it's like you always know where you're being deceptive or dishonest. So you really want to do some soul searching here and figure out what it is that you are not being completely in a place of integrity about, or a place of honesty. It's quite often with this card, it could be a legal issue, and it might be some sort of like a marriage or a divorce, or those types of things. But it's a legal issue, and you are feeling you're not being completely honest. And you also see in the figure here that she has the mask over her eyes. And to me, the quality of this mask is talking about your answers to your problems can always be figured out if you can go within. So close your eyes and do some meditation, do some reflection, and ask your own inner self to help you figure out how you can be more honest with this situation, and therefore you can turn the whole dynamics of the energy around, and it can unfold for you in a balanced way. And that's the important thing, is to be in balance. It's like you don't want to be ahead at someone else's expense, because it will never turn out right for you. It will always kind of bite you in the butt at some point. So you just want to know that and sort of step up to the plate and do whatever needs to be done, so that you're honest, you're in your integrity, you're in your impeccability. And then the really cool thing about this is that because you have these integrity issues sort of solved, then you have access to more life force energy, so that all of these globes that represent ideas and creativity and possibilities and potential, you have access and more ability and also better karma, that you can ground your ideas into this dimension, which is the Ace of Swords. You see that really strong sword that's standing there. And by being in our integrity and in our impeccability, and in a kind of a state of mind where we want everyone to win, we don't want to just win at someone else's expense, then it's like down the road we're going to reap the benefits and the rewards of that attitude. And it's sort of a way that everyone can move forward because of that attitude there. So anyhow, I hope that you've enjoyed this mini interpretation of the adjustment card, and you can always look at the other cards that have the same numerical value. So the adjustment card has the value of 8, so you can look at the other 8 value cards in the minor arcana and look at the star card too, because it has the numerical value of 8. It's a 17, but you break it down, it comes to 8. And so by being in our truth and being in our integrity, we're more able to radiate our own star qualities and step into our shining while we're here. So anyhow, I hope that y'all have a powerful day. If you would like for me to interpret the cards for you, you can purchase a tarot reading on my website at MarVeena.com. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.